After I discovered the whole subset of challenges to do in The Sims 4 made by the community themselves, it's kind of changed my brain chemistry of how I play this game, how I get enjoyment out of The Sims 4. I never really took myself as a completionist, but finding challenges really brought that out in me, and now I even take that to games like Pokemon, for example, and completing the Pokédex and trying to get shinies, which has then led on to me taking part in probably one of the biggest challenges I will ever do in The Sims 4, and that is collecting every single item in every single household collection that is included within The Sims 4. Now, obviously, this is an ongoing thing. Every new pack that we get, they tend to introduce a new collection, and of course when I opened up Enchanted by Nature, there was a whole UI change when it came to collections. So I've been buzzing to make this video, and I want to see how much the natural living skill and foraging can actually help with my all collections challenge. I want to see what collections are actually available to forests, and also how luck affects our all collections challenge. So today I'm going to be putting all of that to the test. How much does Enchanted by Nature really help with the all collections challenge? If you haven't seen any of my all collections challenge, we are actually playing this with my townie makeover of Eloise Hiddlesticks, and she is living on this mahoosive lot over in Ravenwood that I have kind of turned into a museum. We haven't done anything too much with the exterior yet. I am still obviously just focusing on the collections themselves, but we have like all of our fossils and geodes and crystals. Unfortunately, these keep bugging out every single time I turn move objects on, so some of these are in fact trapped in my household inventory, all the my sims, and we have a ton of stuff in her inventory. Don't ask me how this hasn't severely glitched out. Touch wood, it's gonna stay fine. I back up my saves. I hopefully am safe. But if we load up the household collections, this is the first time I'm seeing my all collections challenge in all of its glory. I've completed 30 out of 47, which that is a little inflated, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm fairly sure it counts as completed, and this might have changed with the update. I should probably count through these and see if it actually still exists this way. But originally, when you had just completed like the base game or like the default collection, that is when it ticked off as being completed. So for example, my simmies are technically classed as completed, but I haven't done the whole collection because I only have 7 out of the 12 bonuses, which of course for the simmies are the gold ones. Honestly, this is way more satisfying than the OG. I actually cannot believe this like puts my hard work into something so palpable. Of course, we did get a new collection, which we are also gonna slightly be focusing on in this video because this was introduced with Enchanted by Nature. It is of course the new like forageable inner screen ingredients that you use for apothecary and all of the new mood potions. We're gonna start out actually in inner screen. Now you don't only have to forage within inner screen, you can forage in any of the worlds. So we are gonna be testing this out. We're gonna be traveling from like world to world. I don't want to solely focus on like inner screen because obviously I've done a lot of videos recently based in inner screen. My let's play is actually going to be starting tomorrow. You might be wanting a supernatural occulty let's play, and if that is your vibe, I got you covered. Don't you worry. I'm very, very excited for it. I'm so excited to like introduce you to all of their characters and their backstories. Also, if you're wondering why she's a ghost now, we were actually trying to fish when we had the fishing glitch in Sulani. We were fishing off a boat, and that meant that when she got exhausted, she, funnily enough, jumped in and tried to swim all the way back. Oh, imagine if you could cut through there. That's honestly a very like UK thing to do. Just see this crack in the wall and just be like, yeah, I'll just go down there instead. Look, it's basically set up as steps. What do you mean I can't go down there? How is your look? We have ordinary look right now. I don't think we actually found anything at all just then. We didn't get a notification to say that we had found a collectible, so that's not a very good start. We got a gonk, which unfortunately we already have all of the My Sims, so that's not really doing too much. A lemon, I unfortunately again have done every single gardening collectible. I forgot to show you the greenhouse, don't worry. End of this video, I'll show you the greenhouse. It's probably like the biggest upgrade I have played through in this challenge, like since I last recorded a video on this, which by the way, I do streams on this challenge, so if you're ever wanting to see more, be sure to follow me over on twitch.tv, turn on your notifications over there, you can hit the little bell, and you will know when I'm streaming the All Collections challenge. God, we're not really finding a lot, I will say. Boring. I was hoping that we could find some interesting stuff whilst foraging. I honestly was really hoping, obviously I'm playing this with all of my packs installed, that we could even get some stuff like the Salvadorian treasures. Like, I was hoping it would be that overpowered, which I know some simmers would probably be like, this is so broken, you shouldn't be able to find these things. I, for one, would appreciate it, especially as someone doing the All Collections challenge. What do you mean? I don't want to just find like all the diggable stuff that I could already find in this game. She has been a werewolf at one point in time, which meant that she could like scavenge the ground. I want some of the rarer finds, but mind you, with the ordinary look, maybe that's not what we're gonna get. Oh, and we found some rubbish. Absolutely delicious. Fun fact, every single time I have asked Spruce Almighty so far in Enchanted by Nature to help shift my look, they have made my look worse. Yes, it's only happened twice, but it's suspicious that it's happened twice. Spruce is chilling over here in their little tree, so let's go summon. Eloise has summoned Spruce Almighty, everyone's favorite garden pal. Spruce can only be here for so long before they have to return to the glasswood tree. Give a respectful introduction because we all know we are looking respectfully at the one and only Spruce Almighty. Get help with look. And then I'm also gonna ask Spruce for help with gardening. They're probably gonna say that our garden is looking pretty spick and span. Did that go badly again? Look stays the same. Eloise hasn't noticed any changes to their look. Spruce Almighty tried their best, and everything in your garden looks great. Thanks, Spruce. Thank you for absolutely nothing. Finally, we got something new. I mean, it is only the moss, which is a new ingredient, and I'm fairly sure we can buy those off the apothecary table anyway. Ooh, we got acorns. Again, another new inner screen ingredient. Level 7, when we get the freezer bunny foot, increases your chance of having good luck. For it, we need 2 tulips and 1 lightning root leaf. However, we need to get our skill up to a level 7, which apothecary actually is, I think, probably one of like the hardest to get up. I just sold so many of like my flowers and stuff, and now I'm like, why did I do that? Because we could have used them. Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna purchase like the basics, the ones that we technically already have. Like I said, I've already completed our gardening one, so I know that we already have sage and lemons and daisies and basil. But let's actually go over to Everdew, because I do know that a lot of the new harvestables are over there, and we can always use the Moondrop Springs to get some emotion potions. We should really be checking this like every morning and afternoon every single day. It resets at 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. So it has 2 different moods each day, depending on the day it is, and of course, depending how it's feeling. Ooh, there's something new. We got an emotion potion. It doesn't tell us which one, but we got one of them. We got the energized. Okay, there we go. That's the Monday energized. Like, I'm feeling ready to take on the week. There is a wild moody shrub. Let's collect the bottled emotion from them. Hopefully it's not feeling energized. Hopefully it's feeling something else. We got the wild lightning root, so we're gonna collect those leaves. So many of these look like little bushes. They're actually so annoying. We need the aura. Oh my goodness, we got inspired emotion, focused emotion, and happy emotion. Where's the aura bush? I feel like I'm losing aura points trying to look for this. Wait, we got a wisp? What is a wisp? That is apparently new. It played the sound of something. No way. Oh, we got a void critter card. Now, I haven't focused on the void critter cards whatsoever. I wanted to have a kid do that. Oh no, we found the gloomiest object ever whilst foraging. A lone freezer bunny plush. They could have done something so cool with this. Imagine if this was another like mini collection that you could find. Dirty, ragged, alone. Eloise hasn't seen a plush like this in years. The freezer bunny is a microcosm for the greater world around us. Holding it up, Eloise feels sad at first, but even that emotion slips away. Feeling little of anything, Eloise reburies the freezer bunny, but we got the emotional void ailment, which basically means we won't feel anything but fine. Not to make a pun out of it, but I feel like that's fine. It's not that deep, is it? You can get the new seeds from foraging. We found the moody shrub seed. I mean, I really need the aura one. If you're gonna give me one, I would like it to be that. Aura blossom seed! There we go. Okay, that's what I like to hear. We do need to go... Ooh, we could also go and... Well, I want to bathe in the water afterwards. Let's go bottle this focused emotion. Oh, so the new ones actually move up to the front. That's gonna be weird for me to get used to. We have currently 3 out of 20 void critters, all found through foraging. I wish it told you how many out of like these on this page though. That's the only thing. I know it tells you here, but it should have maybe underneath or next to how many of these you have. We have 7 out of 18. We have 2 more of the actual ingredients to get, and then we have a bunch more potions. Now this lot did already have a kind of like greenhouse to it, but it was just a 1 floor situation over at the back. So I of course expanded, made it a 2 floor kind of deal. And then we have basically, oh, we really need to take care of some stuff. We need to go spray this area for bugs. We have like our flowers and all the forageable ones in outdoor retreat over here. And then we have like the 6am mosquito trap, which should probably be upstairs considering that is where a lot of like our more occult plant lives. However, this is also where our trees live. 3 spaces, which is delightful for the seeds that we did just get, because these are feeling very occult. It's just if I could find them. We got the moody shrub seed, which we'll go put over here. Oh no, did that just disappear? Why did I do that? I could have just kept it. Oh, I am so silly. Right, let's go plant the aura blossom seed. Rare discoveries with mysterious origins. Believed to have originated in Everdew during the creation of the Moondrop Springs by Mother Nature. This plant is named for its enchanting blossoms, celebrated for their renowned beauty and unique ability to affect mood once they have bloomed. Do I have it in my inventory? The moody shrub, please. Mind you, if I go to plant this one, then she may automatically plant the moody shrub. Yes, she did. Okay, thank goodness gracious for that. We didn't just waste it. Fertilize all? I didn't even notice that that was a thing. Oh my goodness gracious me. That genuinely makes life so much easier, specifically in this greenhouse. Not gonna lie to you all, I am a little bit scared about this save, particularly because whilst I was trying to get our apothecary skill up, I was obviously having her create like loads, and it kept pausing at like 3 spots. We are now a level 8. I did in fact create a club. I have been continuing to forage, and I have continued to find obviously an awful lot of harvestables, but also void critters. So it seems like void critters, apart from those like harvestables that you can find from Enchanted by Nature and the gardening collection, they're the most likely, but I have had normal or bad luck the entire time. We're gonna make 2 of these freezer bunnies. This is what I mean. When I go into 3-speed, now I know my 3-speed has been janky for a pretty long time within the game. 3-speed really causes bad simulation lag in my game, always has, specifically around like 2, 3 a.m. and also when my sim is doing interactions, which means I usually have to go into like normal speed part way through so that the game can kind of catch up to itself. But we got a good luck charm. She can't totally tell, but she's pretty sure this charm might be affecting her luck. Once the effects of the luck charm wear off, Eloise may rekindle it with fairy dust. So this remains for 2 days, and that already has, okay, we're still feeling the bad luck, but these actually do stack, so I'm fairly sure the more you have in your inventory, the better the buff will be to your luck. However, the emotional void ailment may also be affecting it slightly. I feel like we've had bad luck since we got this ailment, even though it doesn't actually say that it's affecting her luck. So we are going to try and find a fairy that can actually heal us from this ailment. I know you're all probably thinking you wanted this game to be harder, you said that all the time, and ailments are finally making it harder and you're just clearing them up. You know what? I wouldn't clear this up if it wasn't like a timed video and I had like time to spare, but unfortunately I do not. So let's go over to the Star Song Lounge. I just really want to see the effects of foraging with actual good luck, and I just feel like this ailment is truly holding us back from what we could be, our full potential. I don't have enough emotional force to cure your ailment right now, though I've heard that you can craft a cure if you're willing to get your hands dirty and learn the apothecary skill. I have the apothecary skill, I just don't have all the things that I need. I mean, if I went in my garden and actually harvested everything, I probably would have everything that I need. I haven't mastered that fairy ability, so I can't help you. You could try asking another fairy instead. Yeah, why do you not have enough? Oh my god, usually you are like my go-to fairy. Oh my god, what is going on with all of these fairies' emotional force? Who has sucked the life force out of these fairies? I haven't mastered that fairy ability. I swear he did it in another video of mine. Ooh, we now have the option to actually forage specifically for collectibles, and we are in a like ordinary luck day, so let's see if this is just particularly tied to void critters. Another void critter, frog. Eat that cure straight away, game, please do not break on me. Oh my goodness. And we're finally feeling inspired, which is good because I actually wanted to see what mood actually helps get your apothecary skill up faster. So we are gonna try to make, ooh, I don't think we had a bored emotion yet, so let's try and make that. This isn't going up at an accelerated rate, so I'm assuming this is actually gonna be helped by focus, which we can actually tell because I'm fairly sure I have a focus potion currently in my inventory, and considering on the apothecary skill we can now make like any potion that we want to, I can always make another one for my museum. I don't want to even think how bad this like museum smells. Like spoiled fish, emotion potions that are probably out of date. Oh, am I using... I'm using the emotion potions to make these. Okay, so it is helped by focus. I did not realize that making these consumes the emotion potions. I mean, we're completing our collections, but I am using the collectibles that we are getting from it. God, this save was running a lot smoother before these most recent patches. I know I have a lot on my lot, and I know I have a lot in my Sims inventory, but this is the worst it has been for lag. Like, during businesses and hobbies, I opened so many Trashly boxes because I wanted to see how much money we could make off Trashly, and this feels so slow in comparison to that. It's so laggy. I don't know what curse has been put on Eloise to make her have such a terrible luck. She still only has ordinary luck, even though in our inventory we have 5 Freezer Bunny feet, which should be more than enough to actually help get this up to good luck instead of just feeling ordinary. However, we are gonna finish this video off to go over to Salvadorada. I kind of wanted to see that maybe the world could potentially affect like the forageables that you could find, because obviously we did find a lot of the inner screen ingredients whilst we were actually in inner screen. So I'm thinking, well, potentially if we're in Salvadorada and then we forage for collectibles in Salvadorada, are we even likely to find like Salvadoradian treasures? I have all the artifacts, so I'm missing the actual like treasures. Those are the ones that you can find actually within treasure chests, so I won't be shocked if you won't be able to get these. However, I will be slightly disappointed considering you could actually get these with the very, very broken Bust the Dust, which I probably did complain about it in the beginning, but since starting the All Collections challenge, I like that Dust Bunnies can actually make you find stuff much easier than like actually having to complete the temple and go through all of that. So let's just forage for collectibles a little bit. I still don't think that was definitely grass, so that was weird. Still don't think we have good luck, even though we have a ridiculous amount of Freezer Bunny feet. Like I said, I don't know what kind of hex Eloise has on her. We got Yoria, which is once again another Void Critter card. It seems to be limited to Void Critter cards. We actually did get 1 metal. Fairly sure that's the first metal we have seen. Then my Sims characters, and I have been foraging for collectibles specifically frogs as well, which is weird because Void Critters aren't a base game collectible, so I don't know why that's like the one that they've kind of given cross-pack compatibility for, considering they were part of kids room stuff, but then no other pack really gets like its collectibles able to be found. That might actually be part of the werewolf collection, which is interesting. Nope. It's a Void Critter. I don't know my collections. I'm kind of glad they haven't overlapped that, considering werewolves can obviously find their own. That's what their scavenging is actually really good for, hence why Eloise has been a werewolf in a past life. Before I fully wrap this up, I know that I made some enhanced eye potions, but I think that just like actually increases the amount of items you find, which is also really interesting, because I feel like when I was playing in early access, even when I had like ordinary or bad luck, I feel like I was still finding multiple items, whereas with this I feel like I've only ever found 1 item. So it feels like it potentially could have been nerfed already, or maybe it's just not working the way that they like fully intended it to, or maybe my early access was a little bit bugged and you shouldn't be able to find like multiple things without having good luck, which this entire video we haven't had. This is something you can make on the apothecary table. Elixir grants a keen eye, temporarily improving foraging finds and allowing Sim to have better odds of successfully repairing a broken item. This doesn't increase your luck at all. I should have also made the one that does increase your luck. I am a muppet. But go forage for collectibles and see if we actually find like a couple of rarer ones, or maybe multiples in the same haul. We got one Yuki, which is a My Sim, another Void Critter card, only one of them, another My Sim, only one of them, one frog. Yeah, the multiples just like is not happening. We did get a Vulpes, which we actually haven't had before now. Can feel good. Look, I did actually have her drink a cheeky little lucky liquid just to see if this actually had any effect. Why are they so loud? My luck feels terrible when that notification, specifically from high school years, plays. It's not changing anything. We're still getting only one collectible every single time. Rainbows is quite rare, so it definitely feels like it is having an effect on the rarity of items that we are getting. And obviously, we also got some simoleons whilst also foraging. Ooh. Magic bean. That's the first time we found that. Oh, that's a fun little thing. When these are actually working, they have a glowing paw. When they've run out, they actually don't have the blue around them. These also take 2 piles of fairy dust. Also, just so you know, the cowplant horn means that you are more likely to get bad luck, whereas the freezer bunny means that you are more likely to get good luck. It just feels like the luck has actually affected the rarity. However, if we do go to our collections, we did manage to find a fair bit of the Void Critter. Considering we started off with absolutely none of them, we have 13 of them. I think I'm slightly disappointed, but I know that's probably going to be an unpopular opinion. A lot of you are probably like, yeah, I'm glad that when we have even like good luck and we're rummaging, we can't find those like really expensive plates from Salvadorada. And I think my view on that, like I said, has definitely shifted since I started this challenge. I genuinely thought that this would make maybe the all collections challenge a little bit easier, but alas, I still feel like dumpster diving is one of the better ways to find a lot of these, because you can find like simmies, for example, and there is that like cross-pack gameplay between collections and the dumpster diving. It would be interesting to see if like luck actually affects what you can find dumpster diving. I kind of doubt it does. I really wish that they had given us like a comprehensive list of what luck actually affected, because I know that it can affect your career performance, like what you can find when foraging. This is why I wanted like a comprehensive list. I genuinely feel like when they give us these systems that kind of slightly work in the background and are sometimes a little bit hard to pick up on what they actually can and can't do, that they wrote like a in-depth blog post. Like, I, as a nerd for this game, would love to see fully in-depth what this actually affected and how it affected it. But I would love to hear all of your thoughts. How are you currently feeling about the look system? Have you noticed it had any effect on your gameplay, or maybe not so much? I would love to hear it all in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.